Alright guys, so now we're going to do a quick video, about 15 minutes. Everything in this bag that you get issued on basic training. Only thing I've got missing, a sleeping bag, I'll talk about that at the end, carry mat, and the Gore-Tex bag, otherwise known as a bivy bag. So this is my kit bag, bowl, one. Just show you the Ukrainian names as well. Write your name or your pozivny, your call sign on each one of your bags. People don't really write service numbers on things here, which is very common. American, Canadian, British Army, your last three or your last four. First one people always seem to like interested in your boots or jabote. So these are pretty much your cheap Chinese special, and they also come in green, but I've never seen the green ones before. I don't know who has the contract for these Ukrainian ones, but we're also, they're nothing special, okay? Lovely insoles. I replaced mine pretty quick, all right? I've got my cool insoles for like 80 euros. That makes life great. They're okay, they're not bad. Sometimes you see people in pretty high tier, they're still rocking them as well, like some of our instructors. But to get into it all, everybody gets the fleece. It's pretty iconic as well. It's not a bad fleece as far as fleeces go. I got mine a little bit tight. I like that. I don't like a loose, baggy one. It's not bad. Every unit, obviously, it's going to be different. My basic training was 2 months, and at this particular training center, I was the first foreigner to ever complete. I was told by the staff there was somebody from another Eastern European country at one time, but as a foreigner, he quit in the first week. It was not in English. Okay, so this is what you're likely to get as a Ukrainian. Basically everything I'm showing you here. It might vary by the seasons. They don't give you, like in the Canadian Army and the British Army, they don't give you all your kit for 1 year, right? Next one, standard everywhere, kittel, or I don't know what you call it, a smock. They come with the flags on them. The fleece does not get issued flags. A lot of people swap them around. They're not bad, okay, they're pretty decent quality. Velcro, your rank badge can come on and off. So when you become soldat, when you become starszy soldat, like senior private, and so on, it goes there. Also, the zip quality, because I think all textiles I judge start by the zip. It's okay, but it's not great. Okay, so this one still works. This one, I've never got that open before. I've never got that open before since week 1. First time it's been in a washing machine too, actually. Yeah, we have to hand wash all our clothes. So that's your keto. You get issued 1. Everybody gets this, by the way, so like even the winter people, they're gonna get issued the summer stuff. Okay, next one, ubak. They're not bad. Ubaks kind of became a thing when I got out of the army, like right when I got out, then the ubaks started coming in. You can buy real fancy ones like Cry Precision, you can buy 511. The material here, well, it doesn't smell good because it's cheap material. It's like the bottom of the barrel army issue. So it does everything an ubak does. I never really wore one before. I bought one here when I served in the volunteer army in Hospitalos. I bought a reasonable one. It's kind of cool. Yeah, because I did 2 years service here prior to this, but unpaid. Now under contract, I get what I get. We got the best that the commander could acquire or I could buy myself. So this is all standard. I guess a ubak's all right. I'm not really a big fan of them. But a lot of guys, I used to remember, because I would buy better equipment, better stuff along the way. Not like the insane priced LARP stuff, but I noticed a lot dealing with bodies and dealing with casualties. The better quality stuff, call me crazy, it doesn't retain smell the same, okay? Like my merino wool socks, okay? Big fan of merino wool, not to digress. Anything that touches it's merino wool, okay? Icebreaker, I might do a review on that someday. Footballka, next. So any Ukraine supporter who watches on YouTube or otherwise, you've seen this one. You get issued 2, okay? So I would show you 2, but one of mine grew legs. Okay, so just like any other army, there's lots of thieves. But the whole course, all I lost was 1 t-shirt. So that's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. Footballka 1, I had 2. I did have other green t-shirts, and the staff doesn't really call you up on stuff like that, you know, as long as it's pixel on the outside. Ukrainian pixel, it's become quite iconic. Instructors are the only ones allowed to wear multicam in the camp. Even the support staff, where I am in that regiment, they have to wear pixel. Okay, unless you're an instructor, because it's a Navchalny center, or you're part of the command, you have to wear pixel. Okay, so students, REMFs, rear echelon motherfuckers, who are the support staff. Shtani, 2 pairs of Ukrainian trousers. Okay, I don't know if you can see through the camera here, but it is a ripstop. It's a decent ripstop, but it's not the best quality fabric to begin with. It's all right, okay? It's all right. Just basically like what you get issued anywhere. British trousers are quite thin, the multicam, they rip easy. American multicam is really, really thick, okay? So right for the stuff you get issued. It's more durable, but it takes a hell of a long time to dry. There's pros and cons. These trousers are okay. They don't cheap out on the stitching here at the crotch, so it's doubled over. The pleat in the trouser pockets on the side, it doesn't expand much. It expands a little bit on the rear, so there's not a lot of room to put kit in your side one. So that's Shtani and 2 sztuk, so 2 units. Trousers times 2. Another thing some people might find kind of interesting, I guess, Ukraine now uses NATO sizes as well. Gloves. Yeah, so you do get issued a pair of work gloves. They're not great quality. I've got hands the size of a girl. It's quite big for me, okay? So to do weapons handling, manipulation, to do any task requiring dexterity, these suck. We only had 2 sizes available for us at the time. They come in 4 different sizes, but it's iconic, okay? You get your Ukrainian trident, you get Збройні Сили України, the armed forces of Ukraine, ZSU, okay, where you say 3CY. Yeah, they do brand their stuff. Sorsky likes that. And not the best gloves. A lot of guys had rips through them. I was able to get away with a pair of mechanics that I had, which are tight fitting to my hands and do all the weapons manipulations. If you don't have them, when you're dealing with 7.62s, old AKs, you're just gonna get all these little cuts here and there. And I certainly did, because I did that sometimes. Zaso szarpetki, your socks, okay? See, Zaso, you've got your sizes on them as well. They're a thick cotton, so you get 3 pairs of those. Most guys who wear them on a regular basis, they actually like these socks, you know? Even guys that come from like, how do we say, like a kit whore background, they're really happy with Ukrainian socks. I moved on to merino wool. I transitioned later in life, and I just don't wear them. I wear merino wool all season round. Next one, shapka, basic hat, more for a parade setting. Not that we have really many, but they're really lax on the rules. People wear what they wear quite often. The most common one is the Panama. Okay, I've got a couple little rips around the thread on the side. It's decent quality. It's a ripstop hat. I mean, how many times do you rip a hat? It's all right, and it fits well. Okay, pidzumki magazine. So that's pouches. These pouches right here, they are pretty crap. Okay, like this is like the best of the Canadian Army 30 years ago, 20 years ago, before multicam came in. Hard to get the clip, very hard to do with a single hand manipulation. 2 magazines in each one. The standard issue magazines in Ukraine is 4. My bitch rifle, so to speak, like my everyday carry, is an AKMS. AKMS 7.62 rifle, 60 years old. The mags are a little bit heavier and clunkier, okay, than even a 545, which I actually really like and have a lot of respect for. Most of our work at my particular center was done with M4s. The work and all the live fires, but it was a pretty extensive shooting package where I went. I don't know if it's the same as everywhere else, but it was the most impressive shooting package I've seen for any basic training, that's for sure. And then again, back to your kit bag, a bowl. Not everybody gets one of these. The Zvods, the platoons ahead of us, 2 of them, they had Belgian Army issued rucksacks, like at least 20 years old, which are, if you know that queer Belgian yellow and purple color camo, the Ukrainians got a lot of laugh out of it. They were decent backpacks, but I mean, the technology's moved on. I've got better of my own. So that's the basic kit. I do not have the sleeping bag here with me. I was allowed to keep that. The sleeping bag is decent. So with Canadian soldiers, you get 2 sleeping bag system. I don't think it's changed. So you get 1. I think it's actual down. Yes, it is. And then you get 2. So there's 2 layers. So you can summer, you have 1, you have the 2 in the winter. They clip together with like little buttons at the bottom, if I remember right. And then you get bivy bag. Okay, so Gore-Tex bag lining it. In Ukraine, well, I remember in the British Army, it was an acrylic sleeping bag, thicker than an individual Canadian one. If it did get wet, it's going to dry quicker than down because it's acrylic, and they did. And in British, there's more of an emphasis on sleeping in your boots. So it was a bit wider at the end. I'm really going into detail. I would compare the Ukrainian Army issue sleeping bag to kind of like that British acrylic one, which is pretty good. The bivy bag is a bit silly. It's the same quality Gore-Tex, the same as the American Army Gore-Tex coat, the British Army Gore-Tex coat. It's that thick Gore-Tex, which I like, compared to like more expensive civilian brands. But it's a Gore-Tex bag that lines your, for rain, for whatever. Technically, you could tie that, you could fill that with air. You could tie that off if that was airtight. I mean, you could float down a river. Not that I want to, but I've seen people do that in videos. It's an urban myth in the army if people have actually done it. The Ukrainians seem to kind of defeat that purpose. And so you got this beautiful pixel bivy bag, but it's cut right down the middle. It's got buttons to attach to your sleeping bag to keep it in line. And then it's got Velcro down the side to open it up. So like easy access in, easy access out. Because a normal bivy bag, your sleeping bag, you can zip it on, but you got to get it in over the top and pull that up. So I guess it's easy access in and out, but I mean, if you're going to move quick off a position, maybe that's what you want to do, but just kind of defeats the purpose of a bivy bag. Plates. So you get plates, you get a helmet, you get a scrim net. The scrim nets are made by volunteers. They're way oversized. Every time you get your helmet on there, you have to fuck with it. Like to get your scrim net so you're not blind, to get it wherever, and get your helmet on. That, I didn't like that, I didn't like having to screw with this every time, having to leave my mag pouch undone, but thank God there's Velcro. They never called you up on that. Like when you were working in training and performing weapons handling or performance objectives, they never called you up on that. Because I talk about, I don't like that, because that doesn't sit with me. It's just the same with the helmet. You have to screw with it all the time, and I don't like kit that way. I don't like how nothing has the new Velcro tabs. So with all your straps, how you can roll them up to keep them tight. So if you don't have tape, those straps are flapping with everything they've got that's issued. That's like official Ukrainian. And the armor plates to probably be the biggest thing that affected my life. I gave those back and I could not wait. Basically what you're rocking, we do not have ceramic, we do not have Kevlar, we have flat steel that does not conform. You get 2 plates that are about 10 kilograms each. Okay, so you're rocking 20 kilograms that does not conform in a cheap plate carrier that's just front to back with the buckles. And then you can attach your mag pouches on the side. I wore that for 4 weeks till my back was absolutely broken. We have limited access to everything. No telephones for 2 months in this training center. But my van was parked at the block post. Only myself and one other of like 60 candidates actually had a car there. For some special reason, we were allowed. I begged one of the instructors to take me to the block post to get my plates, which conform and are less than a quarter of the weight. After 4 weeks, like my health improved that day from not wearing 20 kilograms of non-conforming plates. So many guys had back problems, so many. And I was one of the older guys there because this is mainly contract soldiers. They're not mobilized. So there's like, you're hoping to get young, fit, healthy men, like a lot more than the pool of the Army of 2025. Plates was a big issue. What you don't get issued, protective eyewear. So if you're going to the range, I had my own protective eyewear, Swiss Eye, which is a good brand. A lot of Ukrainians use that. You will get like the Home Depot, the B&Q special glasses, end of the aisle, safety glasses that are scratched left, right, and center. And then you go to do your shoots with that. So no, thank you. Another thing they do not issue hearing protection. So nobody gets issued earplugs. I only seen it once. One guy had baro trauma, very good soldier. He could have topped the course, but he was out for a while. I had earplugs. Okay, so that's it. That's basically it. It got really, as October was coming on, like September in the rain, when I had my new plates, I grabbed this. Now this is an Arc'teryx, Arctis, which is a pretty good like military brand from the UK. This coat has seen a lot. You know, like there is blood and motor oil on this from my previous 2 years service. I think more motor oil if I'm honest. But once I got this raincoat, when I went to get my plates, I took this. The first day I put this on, I never took it off as my outer layer for the rest of the course, for the second half, because it keeps you warm, but it's not hot. It keeps the rain out. The best thing the Army was willing to give guys when the rain came was like these 800 grivna, so I don't know, $15 ponchos. Okay, and you know what? I took one of those too and I wore that over it. But to have a raincoat was fantastic, but they didn't issue that. So that's kind of rough. I seen guys coming in later that had Gore-Tex bottoms, Gore-Tex tops, but they were coming into October. So obviously there's more issued kit, but they will issue the minimum required. The final guys to come in for the news vault, or like when we were the seniorest guys, they had proper winter coats with Pixel. Okay, so I didn't see that. This I'll show you. I acquired. So this is my RPS. Okay, RPS is like battle belt, but I don't know what it stands for in Ukrainian RPS. When I went to get my plates halfway through the course, and I was allowed to have them, got the raincoat, and I grabbed this. And the main reason I did, I didn't want to stand out, but I seen one guy was being allowed to wear multicam something, like not his whole kit. The only place on our Soviet metal carriers to put your plate, to put your magazines is right in the front. So you've got 4 7.62s basically sticking into your ribs. And how much do you crawl in Ukraine? How much are you on the ground? How much are we in the prone position shooting? How much are you changing position, rolling, double tap, dash down, crawl? So purely to get rid of that pain, I brought my RPS, my battle belt, and I used to use this, I haven't seen this in a while. That was completely okay, all right? Only the other day did I acquire the straps, because a lot of guys who were British soldiers, or like I joined the Canadian Army right when CAD Pack came in, our Pixel, but we used to rock one of these, right? Like this was normal. This has kind of gone out of fashion in militaries. The British Army still had it until probably about 2010. But to wear a battle belt, doing infantry training, not as a medic, not as a mobile medic. I've done mechanized, I've done Casevac, medevac, working on stabilization. But to do it as infantry, what I found without the straps, it starts to get on your hips, okay? And a Swedish Special Forces guy told me, he says, battle belts are gold. And he says he always wore it where nobody did, because you got the best of both worlds and you can adjust. So I went back to infantry, and I had time to think about that, you know, so I went and got the straps. Not too imposing straps with the padded, because my plate carrier will go over this, but it really gave me something to think about, because you think you know everything until you're in a hole and wet and cold for days on end with the shitty AKMS rifle, and yeah, I won't dwell on it. But overall, I try to cast it as a positive experience. But if you join the Ukrainian Army, if you already have, now maybe you can wear multicam day one in the Legion. I don't know. Gur Legion, you definitely can. Maybe you want to go Azov, Azov International, 3rd Assault, Treoshobé. They have a good pipeline. I don't know their rules, but at my particular training center, I'm the first foreigner to ever complete the course. There was one other Eastern European who quit in the first week. I don't know how long ago, but it was not in English. Okay, so yeah, do you speak Ukrainian? Do you speak Russian? No. So you're probably not gonna, that's probably not gonna happen for you. This is just a simple kit breakdown. If you were Ukrainian, what you're likely to get issued. It could vary in other places, but generally not for Ukrainians, okay? So that's my kit review. That's what I've got. And I might start doing videos on other things that I wish I had, and I recommended to people. So I hope you enjoyed, and off to meet Dan Rebar for breakfast, and then taking Troy off and Becca to the cage fighting for a mandate. Thanks, guys.